couple more words about songs to listen to that I think are cool and or helpful, or just fun that I like. With these, it's really more about the energy and the feel, how much drive they have, and then also for a couple of them, there's something else to pay attention to as well. You like Foo Fighters, we've been talking about them, and I can't remember whether you said you had heard or not. One of my favorite Foo Fighters songs, getting a little buzz there. One of my favorite Foo Fighters songs is February Stars, which is the last song on The Color and the Shape, and that's the big breakout record that has Monkey Wrench and Everlong on it. Really, really cool album. February Stars starts out super quiet, and it's a longer song, I want to say 8 minutes or something, and builds up slowly, but then at the end, at the climax of it, it kicks in and rocks super hard, lots of drive, and it's a good example of riding crashes, and that is what it sounds like. You've heard people do it even if you didn't realize that's what it was. If this or this is a crash cymbal, you're treating it like a ride rather than playing it in the middle of the top of the cymbal or on the bell. You're crashing the edge of it. And I'm not going to do it right now because my ears are tired and it's super loud. It's pretty rough on your ears. For you, take your hearing aids out. If the wife's not home, go nuts, go to town. You'll probably have a good old time. And this is another instance of where it might be handy, like I talked about, to have your cymbals below ear level instead of right up here. If you're riding crashes, you might want to be able to hear over that. So there's that one. Same thing with a couple of Weezer songs off the Blue album. My Name is Jonas is the first song on the Blue album. That song rocks. The drum part's great, great energy, and rides crashes a lot, and I think it gives the song a lot of drive. And the other thing about a couple of these songs is that you've got a lot of eighth notes on the toms that lock in with the guitars and the vocals, rather than a lot of 16th note fills that are all over the place. So, counterexample, I love Neil Peart from Rush and Mitch Mitchell from Jimi Hendrix Experience, but a lot of times they're overplaying and launching fills all over everything, and it's a bunch of notes beyond what the rhythm section is playing in terms of like rhythm guitars, bass player. And that has its place. It's fun to experiment and, sort of float along that meandering ride. But there is a place for, so those songs I mentioned are great for that. February Stars at the end of The Color of the Shape by Foo Fighters. My Name is Jonas by Weezer. And then the end of that album is called, there's a song called Only in Dreams at the end of the Blue album by Weezer. Fantastic song. Kind of a deep cut that not everybody knows about. And similar to February Stars in the sense that it starts out super quiet and there's a long, slow build, and then a great climax at the end, riding crashes and staying solid on those eighth notes and not doing really busy fills that are too notey with too many subdivisions. And those are both fairly slow tunes, but then there's also a more upbeat one with really good energy that I like. It's kind of a Cheap Trick deep cut called Surrender. It's on Heaven Tonight, and that's kind of a cool overlooked album if you haven't heard it. But Surrender's a fun one. Starts out with kind of a fun little fill. But riding crashes through a lot of that song, and just fun song, funny lyrics, good energy. Check out Surrender, but great drive with all of those songs. So I'd encourage you to check them out. And then I think you said you hadn't heard Attitude by the Misfits. And that one, the time is way sloppier. I mean, it's a punk song. It's early Glenn Danzig. The time's not nearly as solid as these other songs that I'm talking about, but it does have that young energy that makes you feel like you're 18 again, and your bone and joint pain momentarily disappears for about 3 minutes. Those are all fun.